How sharp does your game feel compared to, like, what you would say is your best version?
Great. We're winning. So I don't care about nothing else. And when it's my time, you'll know that it's my time.
Back on March 16th, Jimmy Butler made it clear when it's time to lock in. He doesn't need fireworks or fanfare. No theatrics, no headlines, just a quiet statement to Warriors fans and the media alike. Jimmy is no myth. Now. Fast forward a little over a month, and Golden State has been battling through intense playoff-like matchups followed by the real pressure of postseason action. And in each of those high-stakes moments, Butler has not only risen to the occasion, he's stolen the spotlight. He's not just performing, he's reminding the world why he belongs in the conversation of the games. There's been talk, lighthearted maybe, about Jimmy playing the Robin to Statman. But let's set the record. Butler's no sidekick. He's every bit the superhero. And something tells us, or Charles Barkley and anyone else doubting God.
He's not as great as you, but he's a really nice second closer to have on the team, correct?
Jimmy's nice. Don't get that twisted.
Name Jimmy Butler as Robin, the hand next to Batman. But let's not kid ourselves. What we're witnessing is an all-time great playing at an all-time level. Over the last 3 games, Butler has delivered a powerful reminder of exactly who playoff Jimmy is. And spoiler alert, he's as dangerous as ever. We're talking about a stretch where he's averaging 31 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's not just good, that's elite, the only blemish. A surprising dip at the free throw line, where he's shooting under 70%. But let's be real, nobody expects that slump to stick around, because the rest of his game, that's pure superstar stuff. Let's talk defense. One possession, he's locking up Desmond Bane on the perimeter. Seconds later, he rotates seamlessly to challenge Jaren Jackson Jr. in the paint. Jackson spins into what should be a clean look, but Butler's already there. Perfect timing. Perfect read. Then there's the play that sums up his defensive IQ. He spots a mismatch down Luty trying to back down Curry. As Iddy gathers, Jimmy slides in from the blind side and cleanly strips the ball away. It's those moments that separate him from the pack. Jimmy's defense isn't just physical, it's cerebral. He can switch onto wings, guards, even bigs. But what truly makes him elite is his anticipation. His off-ball instincts mirrored. Greens both see the floor like chess grandmasters. They don't just react, they predict. And when Butler and Draymond are locked in together on defense, that's not just 2 elite defenders, it's a championship-caliber defensive mind. Meld. Things get downright terrifying when Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green are locked in on defense. Just look at this sequence. Butler smothers Scottie Pippen Jr. on the right wing, cutting off any chance of movement. So Pippen tries to shake free by going left only to run headfirst into Draymond, already in perfect position. That's not just hustle, that's elite-level awareness. Then there's the game against the Lakers. Jimmy picks up LeBron early, then hands him off to Draymond. On a switch, LeBron dishes it to Jackson Hayes in the post stand before Hayes can even square up. Butler's already rotated over to contest. Another tough look, another miss. This is what happens when you pair 2 of the sharpest defensive minds in basketball. Since Butler joined the Warriors, their defense hasn't just improved, it's become the best in the league. Just ask the Rockets, who were held to a season-low 85 points, including their worst first half all year. But here's the real game changer. Jimmy hasn't just boosted their defense, he's completely reshaped what this team looks like without Steph Curry on the floor. That's huge. Because for years, even dating back to the Durant era, the Warriors struggled during Steph's bench minutes. His gravity, his movement, his playmaking, irreplaceable. When he sat, the offense stalled. It's been that way for over a decade. But now, with Butler in the fold, those stretches are no longer a weakness, they're a weapon. And that shift might be the biggest reason why Golden State has gone from good to scary good. When James Harden famously said, "I am the system," it sparked debate. But with Steph Curry, there's no argument, he is the system. The heartbeat, the blueprint, the undisputed soul of the Golden State Warriors. And for years, whenever Steph hit the bench, the impact was obvious, especially during high-stakes playoff road games, but that was then. This is a different Warriors squad now. Those dreaded non-Steph minutes, they become Jimmy Butler minutes. And when Jimmy's on the floor without Steph, it really doesn't matter who's standing across from him, you're in trouble. Just ask the Rockets. In Game 1, while Steph caught a breather, Jimmy took command. Watch him isolate against Tari Easenmath at a geb step, quick read. Then a smooth pull-up from mid-range, cold, calculated, cash. Next, trip down. It's Alperen Ingen. On the switch, Butler doesn't rush it. He draws Dylan Brooks in his help, keeps his cool, and zips a laser to the corner wide open 3. Textbook decision-making. This is the essence of playoff Jimmy. We've seen the clamps, the effort, the big plays, but now he's adding volume scoring to the mix. And that changes everything, because when you blend elite defense, elite playmaking, and a version of Jimmy Butler dropping 25 a night with surgical precision, you're not just looking at an all-star, you're looking at one of the best basketball players on earth. What sets him apart isn't just the buckets, it's the how, the poise, the control. He's not forcing the action, he's reading, reacting, and dissecting. Like when Ehan switches onto him, again Jimmy takes his time, eyes up, waits for the defense to lean just enough, then strikes. That's not just skill. That's playoff mastery. That's Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler isn't just putting up points, he's orchestrating moments. Take this possession. He tries to break down Alperen Sengun, but the big man holds firm. No rush, no panic. Jimmy kicks it to Moody, resets, gets the ball right backhand, then calmly drains a step-back jumper over Alpi. That's poise. That's patience. That's Butler basketball. Then there's the matchup with Klay Thompson. Jimmy backs out, scans the floor, and hits Klay with a smooth pivot shifting direction in a blink, stepping in and sinking the jumper with ease. It's that calm, deliberate footwork under pressure that separates him from the rest. And when the game's on the line, that's when Jimmy turns ice cold in all the right ways. Final minute. Rockets still in striking distance. Jimmy gets the switch onto Sengun again. And at that point, you already know how it ends. That's not the matchup you want if you're Houston. Not with this version of Butler. Now let's talk about those non-Steph minutes. For years, they've been the Warriors' soft spot moments where leads evaporate and momentum shifts, but not anymore. Not with Butler on the floor. In fact, Golden State now holds +3 net rating when Steph sits and Jimmy leads the charge, a number that would rank above the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's no small thing. That is Steph still the heart of the team. Absolutely. He's the engine, the identity, the icon. But what Jimmy's doing with the second unit, that's a game changer. He's going up against bench lineups, and let's be honest, there's not a second unit in the league that can handle a locked-in Jimmy Butler. Truth is, even most starting lineups can't, and that's what makes his presence so rare. In today's NBA, plenty of guys can drop 30. But Butler doesn't chase stats, he controls timing. He makes the right play at the right moment. Smart steals, surgical passes, clutch shots. Every move feels intentional, precise. This isn't just playoff Jimmy. This is masterclass Jimmy. Elite on-ball pressure, clutch shot creation, relentless hustle on both ends. Jimmy Butler is reminding everyone why he's one of the most complete players in the game right now, and pairing him with Steph Curry. That might be the best accidental genius move the Warriors have ever made. What makes this partnership so dangerous isn't just the talent, it's how naturally their styles complement each other. Neither of them monopolizes the ball. Neither forces the offense. Instead, Steph and Jimmy orchestrate smoothly, selflessly, and with total control. And that's exactly why young players like Brandon Pajimski and Moses Moody are thriving. They're no longer being asked to force mismatches or create offense from scratch. Jimmy and Steph do that. All Pods and Moody need to do is read, react, and finish. And sometimes even that gets made easy for them. Take this play for example. Both Rockets defenders collapse on Jimmy after a clean screen from Pajimski. But instead of panicking or forcing the issue, Pod slips out wide open for a layup. Simple basketball, executed with precision. Then there's the Steph effect. Two defenders trap him at the top. He swings it to Gary Payton too, who instantly zips it to Jimmy waiting on the baseline with nobody around him. In a playoff setting, you rarely see Jimmy Butler that uncovered in the huff. But that's what happens when you combine Steph's gravity with Jimmy's impeccable feel. And now, those kinds of plays aren't rare. They're happening over and over. This version of Golden State feels like something new and something vintage, all at once. It's a team that's smart, fluid, and suddenly very dangerous again. So if you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, feel free to hit that subscribe button. A like is always appreciated, but most importantly, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care.